These are the 6 best beauty purchases I have done off of Amazon in the last 2 months. And I'm telling you, I have some amazing finds to share with you today. So I want to get right into it. I'm going to start with a fantastic find, and that is the Nuxe. This is the Rose Gold Shimmering Oil. You guys, I love Nuxe to begin with. I think that's how you say it. It might be Nuxe. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a French brand and they do body oil so well. I have the kind of gold colored body oil and it's really beautiful. I don't love the scent of that one. It's such a beautiful, really subtle shimmer on the skin, and the oil is gorgeous as far as it doesn't stay oily. It absorbs into your skin and just leaves you really moisturized and really hydrated and glowy without being oily or greasy. But the scent on the gold one is like so. I put up with it because I like the look and the way that my skin feels with it. This one, on the other hand, is far and away better than the golden one or the clear oil. This one has that rose gold shimmer to it, and it is seriously the most gorgeous body oil I have ever tried. Now, I actually use this on my face. I use it on the high point of my cheeks, and you can use it in your hair. Now, I've never used it in my hair, but it says that you can use it in your hair, and the scent of this one, in my opinion, is gorgeous. This one has 54 reviews, and 92% of the reviews are 4 and 5 stars. I mean, people obviously love this version of the oil. So basically all I do, you guys, is I take a little bit and I put it onto my hand. I'm going to show you. It doesn't come out fast, which is a very good thing. I'm going to show you right here. Okay, I do that, and then I just put a little bit on my fingers. I don't use any other kind of tool. You will see how it shears out. Okay, so it's not like it's super heavy highlighting. It's very sheer and very lightweight, and it really melts into the skin and it soaks in. So it doesn't stay like on top of your skin. It doesn't stay greasy. It's just really beautiful. And the scent is so pretty. It's like camellia. It smells like camellia, but it's very subtle scent. So you're not going to put it on and then all of a sudden be like, oh, that is just way too strong. It's not going to compete with any other fragrance that you have because it's such a gentle fragrance. It truly is. Out of all of the Nuxe or Nuxe oils that I've ever used, it's the best fragrance combined with the best color. Next, let's talk about a face mist. I ordered this, I think, because of Nikki LaRose. I think that was her, or it could have been Gabby, my friends. Both of them have done content on this brand. And I am always on the hunt for mists, facial mists. Now, you guys know that I love the Violet FR, and that one is not inexpensive. I absolutely love it. It sent me down the rabbit hole of birch sap juice and all of that stuff. So I was on Amazon and I was kind of searching for some alternatives for a better price of face mists. And this one came up, and like I said, my friends had recommended it and done content and love it. This is the D'Alba Aromatic Spray Serum. It looks like this. It is absolutely a great alternative. If you didn't want to spend the money, but you like the idea of a facial mist, you like the idea of a moisturizing kind of product to give your skin a little bit of a drink of water, this is a great option, and it is more affordable. I think that this one was either $18, $20, somewhere in there. You don't need a lot, and it's got beautiful ingredients. One of the ingredients in here at the top of the list, towards the top of the list, is urea. And you guys know that urea is one of my all-time favorite humectants. It's a small little molecule that gets into your skin, and it tends to hydrate better than other humectants and last longer. The hydration stays in the skin longer, and that just gives you a more of a radiance longer, helps with dehydrated skin. So this one is absolutely gorgeous. I will say, if you are oily, I doubt you would like this. I feel like this is for somebody who has normal to dry, and on that spectrum. Just my opinion. Maybe if you were normal to combo, you might like it, but that's as far as I would go. So I would say if you are an oily skin person, I would probably skip this little mist. It does have some fragrance in it, so you have to be aware of that. I don't really notice the heavy fragrance or anything, but there's definitely fragrance ingredients in here that you need to be aware of. If you are sensitive to fragrance, Just know that that's in here. Now, on the flip side, as I was down that rabbit hole of birch sap, I found this Korean brand, and this is one that is good if you are normal, combo, oily, etc. So if you're on the other side of the spectrum and you wanted to try something like the Violet FR, but you were worried that it might be too much for your normal to combo to oily skin, and you want to try birch sap juice, because that is such a fantastic ingredient for calming sensitivity, for helping with redness, all of that. It is really beautiful for all of that. But I understand that the Violet FR, any of those kind of like milky, creamy toners might be too much for somebody with oily skin. They might just be like, yeah, that's going to make me grease slick later in the day. This one is actually by the brand Asis-Tobe. I'm guessing that that's how you say it. Looks like this. This is a birch sap based toner or essence. You can put it in a spray bottle if you want to use it that way. And it also has some other ingredients in here that are going to be really great if you do have normal to oily skin, especially if you have congestion and especially if you break out. This actually has that birch sap water, so that's going to help with irritation, that's going to help with hydration, of course, and it's going to help with sensitivity, right? So redness. But then something else that's in here, it's called Forest Relaxing Toner for a reason. There is also willow bark in here. Willow bark is along the lines of salicylic acid. So it is oil loving, and it is going to help to keep oily skin clear. It's going to help to keep congested skin clear. So this is an excellent option if you are interested in that Violet FR, but you wanted something more affordable. And if you are normal to combo and oily and you wanted to try something with birch sap water in it, this is a great option. Now, I'm normal to dry and dehydrated, and I use this and it's just fine. It's not like it dries out my skin or anything. It's just not as hydrating as my Violet FR. I'm always trying to find things for people who have different skin than me, because I know not everybody has dry and dehydrated skin. So this was an awesome find as well. Now, next let's talk about some self-tanning wipes. These are an old favorite that I have loved for literally 25 years, and I just ordered some off of Amazon over the summer, and I love them. Now, I don't use these, or by Comodymes, I don't use these at home all the time when I tan. What I use these for is when I want to take self-tanner with me on a trip, because I know I'm going to want to self-tan sometime along the way. So stinking convenient. They're just wipes that are saturated with self-tanner, and the self-tanner that's on these wipes is the perfect golden color. It's not orange. It doesn't get way too dark. They do have a version that is dark. I use the original, just the regular color. It gives me plenty of color without looking Oompa Loompa in any way, but more than anything, they're super duper convenient. For traveling and those one-off times, it's absolutely perfect. I can even use these on my face and my neck, and they work great there too. They're really thin, so once the juice dries, it's not sticky or anything like that. I absolutely love these, and I've loved them literally for decades. They're so good. So these are the self-tanning original gold from Comodymes. But like I said, they have two other versions, like different color versions. So good if you've never heard of these. These are, I think it's Peter Thomas Roth or Dr. Dennis Gross. One of them makes some self-tanning wipes too. These blow those out of the water. I've tried those in the past. I also tried the L'Oreal Sublime Bronze wipes. Those also make me, they're okay, but they make me a little bit orange. These just don't do any of the orange at all. They're literally perfection as far as I'm concerned with the color and the convenience. So those were a fantastic repurchase. I haven't had them for a long time. So it was a really great thing to kind of remember that I loved and rebuy. Okay, next is going to be an oldie but a goodie. I had to rebuy this because I couldn't find mine. I have had this for years and I lost it. And it is, my version before was by the brand Daiso, D-A-I-S-O, but there's many brands that sell this. I'll try and link the exact one that I got, but you can find them from many different brands. All it is a silicone little thing that goes over a sheet mask. It is probably $5 or $6 and it will last for years. Well, it'll last as long as you own it if you don't lose it. I don't know what I did with it. I must have taken it on a trip or something and misplaced it, but I reordered this over the summer and it's just a staple in my skincare routine. What I do with this is obviously I use a face mask, like a regular sheet mask, and I will put this over it, and then I can wear that sheet mask a lot longer than the sheet mask says, because sheet masks will slowly dry out. What I love is anytime that I have overdone my retinoids, which sometimes that happens. Somebody just asked me after my PM routine why I don't use tretinoin every night, since I know about all of the benefits. I'm an esthetician and all of that kind of stuff. And the truth is I can't use tretinoin every night. If I could, I would, but I can't. Anytime I have actually tried to use tretinoin every night, which I do every once in a while, I actually will be like, oh, maybe I will, because I do believe that it is more potent and it's going to deliver more results. I end up peeling. I am talking, that is with tretinoin at 0.025. I cannot use it every single night. Well, recently I used it 2 nights in a row instead of doing my cycling like I normally do with my retinaldehydes. And I wound up like 3 or 4 days later completely peeling. I mean, it was like I was molting. So what I did was I put on a really hydrating sheet mask and I put this on over it, and I cleaned my house and I did chores. I mean, I'm talking like 2 hours. I literally just let that sheet mask, that hydrating sheet mask, soak in my skin. And by the time I took it off and I massaged in the serum, it was like such a rush of nutrients, hydration, and nurturing ingredients that by the next day, I didn't have any of that peeling. It really helped me recover super duper fast. This was the key, because that sheet mask would not have stayed wet. It would have evaporated off, it would have dried out, and I wouldn't have gotten to soak my skin in that hydration. This is just a staple in my arsenal, and it is literally well under 10 bucks. Everyone should own one of these. Next, let's talk about PetaJane. This is actually the travel size. I got this for travel to take along with my Comodymes. This is basically like a progressive tanner, and I love this for using after I've used it. So I use this as the base tan, and then to keep that tan, I will use the PetaJane. I really, really like this one. I really do like the Jergens too, but something about the smell of the Jergens is hard for me. The formula of that self-tanning, that gradual self-tanner, is really beautiful. It's the smell that gets me. I don't know, something about it. But the PetaJane is great. The color that it gives, it is a subtle, gradual self-tanner, but it also helps you to retain a tan if you use something with a little bit more punch to the color. So if you use like a tanning mousse, like the Cocoa and Eve, or even the PetaJane, one of those, you establish the base color of your tan, then this is great for using to keep that tan and maybe even enhance it a tiny bit more. It's really, really beautiful. So that is PetaJane. I got this one on Amazon. I also bought the PetaJane mousse. I have it in light and I have it in medium, and it's a really awesome brand, and they make exceptional self-tanning products. I got sucked into those overnight collagen masks. I think I saw Susan Yara do it, and because I'm not really on TikTok. I don't look at TikTok. I have a TikTok account, but I rarely post on there. I'm just not on TikTok a lot. But I saw Susan Yara, I think, on Instagram. She did one of these deep collagen overnight masks, and she really, I mean, she took it off and her skin just looked so glowy and beautiful. Well, I bought one on Amazon, and I bought a box, and I really kind of was like, you know, who knows? I did wear it overnight. I'll put a picture up of me going to bed. I was in a hotel. I went and met my sister, my nieces, a couple nephews. A bunch of us got together kind of in the middle of where we all live so that we could all see each other. My husband didn't go. So I thought this is a perfect opportunity to do an overnight mask and not like freak him out, you know, overnight, because you put it on and it's like a cellulose white mask. You will see. Anyway, I slept in it overnight. And when you wake up, I forgot to get footage of me waking up, but when you wake up, it's kind of clear and you peel it off and surely your skin is like super duper hydrated. Well, before I made this video, I was reading the instructions and they actually say leave it on for 30 to 40 minutes. It doesn't say anything about overnight on here, but it says overnight like in the Amazon post. Anyway, I am going to be using this more like for an hour during the day versus overnight, because even though I loved the way my skin looked when I woke up, I mean, it looked juicy without being greasy. I peeled it off and I'm like, whoa, my skin just looked super duper hydrated with no residue whatsoever. No residue. It definitely was really great skin in the morning. Like usually when I wake up in the morning, I have packed on so much of like my Soothe and Recovery from Dermatology that I don't look super dehydrated, but I don't look anywhere as near as hydrated as I did with this. And all I did was put on my Violet FR spray, and then I put this on after I cleansed my skin. That was my whole routine that night, which was also perfect for travel, but it was hard to sleep in for me. Like I am a side sleeper and I tried really hard to sleep on my back, which I know you're supposed to do anyway. I tried really hard to do that because I had on this sheet mask, and I found myself several times throughout the night waking up because I was on my side and I was aware I had on a mask. So I don't think that this is something that I would do overnight again, but I loved the way my skin looked so much that I'm thinking, especially for special occasion or something like that, when I can take the time to put a mask on and leave it on for a really long time, I am 100% into this because it left the skin so beautiful. The last thing that I wanted to tell you about is a body serum by We the People. Now, there's a couple things I want to tell you about this. Number one, it's AHA, BHA, and PHAs. And by the time you're watching this, you should have seen my acids video, so you kind of might have an idea of what an AHA, a BHA, and a PHA is. But they're all various forms of acids that help to break apart the bonds between dead skin cells, and then that allows for your skin to exfoliate like when you shower, etc. This is what I have used for self-tanning prep. So when I know I'm going to self-tan, I will spend maybe like 4 or 5 nights beforehand, because I don't self-tan all the time. I usually self-tan when I'm going to go somewhere, or if I know something is coming up that I'm going to want to wear a dress, so I want to have just a little bit of color in my extremely white legs, stuff like that. So this would be something that I prep my skin with several nights in a row. You just put it on. It's a serum and it spreads really, really easily. It has all of those acids in it, and then it helps your skin to exfoliate super evenly, which is very, very important for self-tanning. So the thing that I want you to know about this is that it does have citrus peel oils in it. And I'm not a huge fan of citrus peel oils if they're going to be on your skin during the day. If you think you want to try this out, because it is gorgeous, it is the perfect body exfoliator for prep for self-tanning. Like it is perfect. Much better than using any scrub or using any kind of loofah or anything like that, because you will not get an even exfoliation. Chemical exfoliation is the way to go, and you want to do it for several days before you self-tan. But you need to use this at night for like 5 days. You can use it longer than that. You can totally use it as long as you want, but at least 5 days so that your skin is perfectly exfoliated before you do your self-tanning. And then I put it back away because I don't want to exfoliate off the self-tan. So it is definitely a situational kind of product because of those citrus peel oils. So that is my Amazon best 6, which I just realized was actually 7 for the last 2 months. Let me know down below the things that you found on Amazon that are worth sharing. I hope you're having a really fantastic day, and I'll talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.